Good morning, sunshines. It's me, Suze. And of course, today we're looking at some ancient film footage and we're going to have a conversation about how the web was woven. This is the art of spinning and weaving. And of course, our copyright free music. And under the Fair Use Act of 1976, I do use this as education, research, and commentary.
World where everything is a for-profit activity. And I'm not aware of anyone who is operating out here under strict vows of poverty. I could be incorrect, and I could be
You
wrong.
are
I think when
incorrect.
we get to the fringes where maybe some aspects of the New
You're
Age spiritual
extremely
community
incorrect.
tie over
Right,
across
he's a
into
six
more
figure channer
traditional
from the day.
Buddhist monasteries or Buddhist schools of thought, or maybe Zen schools of thought, or traditional Hinduism. That you might find those exceptions, or but for the most part, I think you know what I'm talking about when I say that I've been to psychic fairs. I've never been to Conscious Life Expo specifically, but I've been to
It's the
psychic
same
fairs and
thing, isn't it?
UFO conventions, and they essentially are for all the things that you think it's going to be when you first go. It's going to be these open-minded people discussing open-minded things and trying to get to the truth of the matter. I've been to truther conventions, 9/11 for truth conventions, where you go there and it's essentially a mini mall, a strip mall for people who are interested in this sort of stuff. Here's a book you can't find anywhere else. Here's a T-shirt. 9/11 was an inside job T-shirt. Here's a 9/11 was an inside job bumper sticker. Here's a 9/11 was an inside job. Here's yet another DVD, a Blu-ray copy of Loose Change. Here's this. Here's that. Here's the other thing. Sell it to you. Sell it to you. Sell it to you at a profit. Peace be upon you. You want this organized pyramid that I'm going to tell you is going to cloud burst all your problems away and cure your cancer? I have the means of technology with a couple of with some resin and some metal shakers to invent a device that's going to cure your cancer, and I'd be more than willing to share this thing with you that cost me what $50 worth of physical resources and maybe a couple of hours worth of labor. I'll gladly sell it to you for $5,000. Monetization, and even the monetization of something as simple as a YouTube channel, whether you make a lot of money or not a lot of money, draws in essentialist arguments regarding the propriety of monetization of things, especially when you do these things like if the work of Corey Good touches upon ufology and there's going to be questions about whether or not he skews or is disinformation regarding the secret space program, without a doubt, the Blue Avian narrative and the narrative regarding the ancient builder races, etc., what's really happening in Antarctica, those things touch upon things that are supposed to be supreme recitations of truth regarding the nature of reality, the nature of how to get into a sort of heaven, and analyze, analogizing ascension or the process of going from 4D to 5D, etc., as being some sort of analogy to transcending earthly realms and going to higher planes of existence, higher bardos, higher states of existence. The notion that monetization of this information can just be, tacitly to be assumed to be proper or okay, I fundamentally disagree with. I fundamentally disagree with it. I fundamentally disagree with it. And so, if there's a case of a person who I think that I can judge personally based on background knowledge or based on background information, who is promoting as true information that they know is false, um, I don't think it's justified to say that they're just doing it um, for views, or that their justification is just implicit. That this is okay to do or something that just someone can do. We can get into arguments of how people properly react to what they think is unjust or wrong, whether or not C.W. Chanter approaching David Wilcock or making different calculations for David Wilcock versus explaining esoterica, whether or not those calculations should change, or whether or not he should live and let live, and just say David Wilcock is going to be David Wilcock, and for better or for worse, C.W. Champion should just breathe in, breathe out, calmly point out what the problems with David Wilcock are, and then move on about his day. Jesus Christ, overturning the table of the money lenders in the temple. I don't do that. I don't make that analogy to act like, I'm a little bit like Jesus in a way. No, but what I am to say is that if you look at the metaphor of that message, is that even the man of peace, when confronted with something that is a perversion within the house of the Lord, reacts in a way that he had previously said he wouldn't react. If someone slaps you upon the right cheek, present them with the left. Spanking was big apparently in the days of the ancient desert sky god. Da 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 da. No, even Jesus will himself act and behave violently. Well, a lot of it's based on the misinterpretation of Jesus. If you read Jesus' actual, even the red letters of the Bible, this dude is saying tons of violent shit all the time. He's kind of kooky, he's kind of crazy. So maybe he's a little bit like C.W. Champion in that way. But in the sense of this is that there are things which, whether manifested on a small level, like, because you can make arguments. The money lenders in the temple might say, dude, this is my job. I'm the money lender in the temple, just like this other dude. And people could even make arguments about the essential function of money lenders in the temple. The money lenders in the temple were
Welcome,
essentially
1148.
engaged in currency exchange, right? A person would come from the far shores of Syria. A person would come from Tripoli. A person would come from all over the map, and they would come to the temple and need to worship and
Peace
need to
out,
tithe,
1148.
and therefore they would need to
First one in and
exchange
out.
their coinage for the
Doesn't
coinage of
even
the
have
realm.
20 seconds to figure out what's
And so
going on.
there's all sorts of implicit
Either
arguments now
that or
that go
come
right
to
to
make trouble.
the extension. Right there in the Bible, they're already dealing with the notion of the morals and ethics of modernization being involved with that which is most true. So I would say to Natasha, your assumption, you're just, the
No.
tacit assumption that this is just something that you don't have a problem with is fine, but just know that for thousands and thousands of years, people have had a serious problem with the modernization of truth and the exploitation of truth
Oh,
in
people
order
still
to
have
reach their
trouble
profits and
with the
motivation. So I would
truth.
argue essentially, to move on to the next point, is to say, and it might just be the next thing, is to say that in spirituality, religion, news, ufology, or otherwise, this question of monetization, and it says, here's the other thing I wrote, it says, does the subject matter change the nature of the question? So if we're talking about a YouTube channel about long plays, extended Let's Plays of Super Mario Brother, 2000 or whatever, are we going to say that the essential arguments about the monetization of that channel necessarily, de facto, carry on to the monetization of even a tarot card reader? Even a tarot card reader. There are some people, like I said, these are things
Hey,
that
she'll
always
read your
reason people
cards
can
with that
disagree.
wire brush.
Therefore, there are people that are capitalists, there's people that are socialists, there's people that are anarchists, there's people that believe in libertarian models of capitalism. So I'm not going to sit up here and say as though
That means you believe
by
in government.
articulating this argument, I automatically win or Natasha automatically loses.
Hey,
I'm going to say
your buddy Modwiz calls it gooberment. You believe in the gooberment.
so the other
Oh, but he gives you a hall
and
pass.
therefore I would say that while I respect Natasha's
Locker
beliefs
room
and her
buddies,
opinions, I
right?
fundamentally disagree with her. And it is from that fundamental disagreement that all disagreements regarding the subject matter that she covers in her video spring forth. Is entrepreneurship an end goal and justification? She talks a lot about moving on. She talks a lot about the notion of
No, I
entrepreneurship.
talk about
She's
small
saying
business
that this is
and entrepreneurship quite
champions of videos
often.
that use
Another
subject
reason
matter
I've been
that
mocked.
are
And we
or
deserve
ideas
to
from
earn a
small
fair
business
wage.
owners.
I'm
And
not
so
one of
I
those
say to her,
people
look,
that hyperinflate charges.
if I open
I
up
don't work the
a
retail
restaurant
system.
that
You
sells
should know the difference between
jewels and
wholesale, retail,
rings and
and why now you don't have a Toys R Us.
rings and
It's cheaper to
fiddles
run it out of
and
Amazon.
that might be
Don't be
one
a
thing.
crybaby.
But if I sell you these materials on an Etsy shop, telling you that the goddess Ra, ring of power, brings forth wealth and abundance into your life, and that justifies a higher price tag, or justifies or imputes to it some spiritual or fun or
Oh, And a
you know,
decent
or natural
person like myself
item
clears and charges with no additional
associated with
charge.
things like
Nor do I
ancient
buy
Egyptian
'em
spoken
bulk
form message,
from
ancient
China,
Egyptian
by the
oral
way.
scribe method derived this, that, or the other thing, or it's been consecrated or blessed as the Peruvian monks, or did it 1,000 years ago. If we start imputing these qualities to these things, then I do think that you might say that it's not just like an entrepreneurship model. That the thing of what the entrepreneur is selling does make a difference, and that I would say that therefore her argument doesn't hold forth based on the type of material that we're covering in this, like I said, in these worlds. Again, conceding that it's I'm not suggesting that for a minute that's my way or the highway, that Natasha is wrong, full stop. I'm just saying that her argument can be refuted. Inherent compromises. We talked about this with finances and the influence that finances have over decisions about what you cover, how you cover it, whether you put spooky music in the background, whether you frame it like this or frame it like that, whether you make claims or extraordinary claims about your research and material that are legitimate, or whether some of those claims are just so-called puffery. Is it okay to sell? Is it okay to sell an interpretation or treatise upon the emerald tablets?
Hey, Chanter, wouldn't it just jerk your chain if, come to find out, somehow my information was protected as like a booby trap or something?
So what if this is a clear path? This is
Better
something
tag it,
I think the argument comes from
because it's either that
that this is some people's career path, and that that's
or it's
okay.
very, very bad for all of us.
And again, like I said before, in ancient monastic orders, the notion of the true spiritual leader, the true spiritual adherent, a lot of that had to do with foregoing things that one would be able to define as a career path or a monetized goal for the life of a mendicant monk, for the life of a beggar, for the life of he who has nothing but exists to self, having sacrificed self needs.
Oh, you like
What do
the
we think
Martyr
about an evangelical
program?
preacher who does not
I
believe in
see.
the gospel of the Bible? He's an evangelical preacher, does not believe in the gospel of the Bible, but he knows, based upon
Hey, Chanter,
he knows based on
you're probably one of them ding-dongs
their ability
that
to
would
study
crucify
scripture, their
somebody
ability
through
to
the palm of their
their
hands
ability
just to
to
be
insight
ornery.
or make people feel a certain way
You
about
get
what
what I'm
taking
talking
place,
about?
or having a moment of
All the
revelation,
statues
or
in the
being
Catholic
spiritual
churches.
experience. Would this
They
person
weren't lying, they
justify,
were just
what
incorrect.
they're doing if they were to say,
Uh,
I don't believe this
it's
shit for a
alright.
minute.
You don't
I'm
even
an
believe in
atheist.
the first place.
I'm an atheist. But I'm also an
Leading back to your
entrepreneur.
trauma.
I'm also an entrepreneur. So in the name of Jesus Christ, that Jesus Christ,
You better be careful how many times you use that name.
is a problem.
You'll wind up with one leg and no sex organs, like that
That they
Jeremiah told you you
permitted or
were.
allowed
Are.
to do what they
Will
did.
be. Have been. Always was. I don't know.
I hate to do this, but I have to. I'm gonna ask you. I appreciate the donation for
Oh,
whatever reason, or
you
whatever way it's
appreciate the
motivated. I'm not
donation.
impugning
Tag it.
anybody's
The
interests or
worst kind of
whatever.
money
But
grubber.
I'm going to ask you to not participate in the live chat. If
Oh,
that's okay.
they were
It has to
trying
be
to give
okay.
you money so they could
Because I
tell
don't
you
want
how wrong you
to.
are.
That's just it.
That's
So I
classic.
apologize. It's just the way that it is. Okay.
That's great.
So, or if someone was a political pundit, if someone was a political pundit, would it be justified for them to say, I don't believe in any of this laissez-faire Reagan economics, but you know what? Fox News or Mark Levin
Oh,
is
here we
willing
go.
to pay me X amount of dollars to do this, or my new book, America First, is slamming through the through the thing. So I don't believe this stuff, and I don't really care about arguments that it's inappropriate to sell political lies, or that I don't give a darn about the implications of Trump's policy overseas in Syria or at the Mexican border. Fuck that shit. I'm not here to make a dollar in the cent. I'm an entrepreneur. Question, essentially, is entrepreneurship an end goal, a justification in and of itself? It sounds as though at points that is what Natasha is articulating. And I would say that is inappropriate, and that is wrong. Wrong. That there are things that by their nature, because they touch upon fundamental truths, or because their potential, and this is very important for specifically for our analysis, when we talk about spirituality and the sphere being aligned to the cosmological and theological implications of these words being put forth by these people, that entrepreneurship in and of itself is not a justification. And in fact, the entrepreneurial model in and of itself being invoked under those circumstances is wrong. It's morally.
Yeah, your vote doesn't count. Counselor.
I need people to really listen to my words and ask yourselves whether or not, though you might have a difference of opinion about it,
to chant. Kumbaya.
Space, especially these spaces of your own. But that's okay. I'm not.
Well, it's not your space. You stole it.
Focus. So again,
you're misrepresenting the real chant-a-lot. The good guy. Wherever he is.
People who subscribe to libertarian essentialist or anarcho-capitalist essentialist models that like Stephen Molyneux, or aspects of Stephen Molyneux.
Don't know him.
That whether you could debate them philosophically.
I don't think you listen to the right people.
What they mean or whether they're sound or reasonable arguments, but
I know I listen to the right people.
I don't subscribe to these libertarian models.
Or you wouldn't be jerking my chain all day long.
Absolutely, that because I believe that the nature of the capitalist model and the nature of the entrepreneurial model is not an end in of itself, and in fact, the capitalist model has at its core certain essential built-in beliefs and structures that are anathema to things like spiritual growth,
Anathema.
Of real truth, then in fact the existence of the entrepreneurial model in itself
Verboten.
would just be, not only would it not be a
cannot speak of
for these actions and activities.
Get it?
In fact, it would be.
Hey, you know what anathema is, don't you, Chant-a-lot? It's like the old story of the kingdom of heaven is within you. And that's the BFD the church doesn't want you to know. Ain't that something? It's not in that building there. Oh, no, split the wood. Look under the stone.
Acknowledge that money, the pursuit of money, or the entrepreneurial model may have elements that will skew the decisions on what to promote.
Right, livelihood, small business,
to bring that out, to know that.
and trade at big levels will put the path proper, and you mock it. It's what made America great, you goofball. It wasn't building a wall and raping the land.
When it gets to Lyndon
Right.
Is kind of essentially my argument. Just because if a murderer and another murderer are in prison, and one murderer assaults the other, that's a morally reprehensible act in and of itself. But that morally reprehensible act doesn't justify the previous morally reprehensible acts of the victim of the new crime. So when Linda Moulton Howe goes after David Wilcox, there seems to have been a hue in the cry in the community that for the most part said, isn't this great? Linda Moulton Howe, isn't she fantastic for calling out David Wilcox and identifying him like a parasite like we do? This was central, become really essential when we get to the questions about
parasite.
The question is that
don't tell me you believe in that word. I mean, parasite infections and worms, like what I see all over you, and then you connect the word with her. Welcome, 1202.
Based on personality and disposition. Let me argue the following. David Wilcock is held up as being particularly um, odious,
Oh, see you later at
particularly odious
12:02.
because of things that he says that goes right to the fundamental nature of a kind of egotistic model of post-disclosure. He sees himself
Not
walking
even
around the
here
world
long enough to know what's
fantastic
going on.
detail, kind of being treated like a rock star. This is
Small
something he actually
minds
said on Fade to Black. And that's the
can't
thing, that
handle the
with him
truth.
saying certain things that were promising the Kabbalah rest year after year after year. There's certain things that are obvious about him, and the essential falsifiability of his claims and the inconsistency in his worldview that especially juxtaposed along his kind of essentially egotistic personality, arguing at points that he was the reincarnation of Edgar Cayce, and literally having PowerPoint presentations where he's making arguments or trying to lay out the case of why he is a reincarnation of Edgar Cayce. This guy is going to be, obviously, to a lot of people, is going to turn a lot of people off. Whereas Linda Moulton Howe, who by her essential kind of demeanor and disposition, especially as she gets older, right, kind of looks like a proper madam of the field. You know what I mean? A real, old soul who with, care and consideration
She looks like a
engages in
little
journalism
girl
pursuit of the truth. And just because, I guess I can say
in a
that just because more people like her than like David Wilcock,
in an
doesn't mean
aged
that the shit
body.
she says, her shit is Zachariah Sitchin, Eric Van Dyke, and Ancient
Now
Aliens
look, you
bullshit.
better knock it
David
off.
Moulton Howe's entire
You
product
know what they did to her mind, and you know the script she was given, and you already know the corporate model, the same one that you sucked butt to. So you really shouldn't be picking on these people. They all had a hard way to go when the big bubble burst in the late 80s with the corporations. You know, people came online to do business. You might have been too young to hear about a concept like that, but it happened, even though you don't really know about it.
and it's just like, really,
Welcome, 1204.
really, it's occurring to you now that you were part of a mystery school, and that now that we're all talking about mystery schools and the zeitgeist, now all of a sudden Libby Stratford's in a mystery school. And like I said, there were points at which I would say things
Peace
about Libby
out,
Stratford because Libby
1204.
Stratford's wife just died. And I'm like, what does that have to do with
A
anything? It has
trinity
nothing to do with
of
anything.
three
He's marvelous.
alleged
He's
humans
amazing. He's a
that
nice guy.
didn't even stick around for 20 seconds.
His sons get killed by the GI.
In and out.
I mean,
Here
I pray
again,
for him. I
these
try to
are
think of
tactical
based on
maneuvers
but like I said about the
and
Kabbalah,
how they try to shut down
each other.
live
But the
streams.
moral crimes that are done
So
against
I
people,
see my
the
clock is
moral
running.
physical crimes that are
I
done
see
against
no
people
visible glitches.
do not wipe your
I'm
slate
right
clean.
here watching the entire production.
Done. So the questions about Linda Moulton Howe and David
Who's
Wilcock, like
next?
this entrepreneurial model, though she may not, though she may not look like a duck and talk like a duck,
Because here again,
she acts like David
this
Wilcock. You know
is
what I mean? It's essentially the same thing.
Creative
And I just want to say
Commons.
that
Welcome,
constantly,
1205.
this is kind
So
of
when
like
you
something that
create intellectual property, you combine mediums, which is no different than any of these other people are doing out there. In the meantime, if you double back and start checking out videos, you'll realize that they imitated my moves. But I don't cheat when I do it. You see, I've got more than 3 things going on. Copyright free music, my own conversation, something here on the front screen that is fair use, and the whole thing is clean. And here again, I have the right under the Fair Use Act to use this for criticism, for education, and for research. We're talking about entrepreneurship and small business and human beings having the right to work with their hands and earn a fair wage. And this is all mocked in the day of the retarded robot running the world. And of course, I work with my hands as an artist. So, if this woman earned a fair wage back in the day, I mean, does that really offend anybody? I can't imagine it would.
Like Scientology. Scientology, a lot of
Oh,
people don't
yeah, Mr. X Scientology. Did you know Commonwealth chanting is a combination of Scientology and the Hare Krishna movement, with just a dash of Zanash Judaism and a pinch of Catholicism, and you get Commonwealth chanting. The big new religion. It's going to sweep the planet like a blob of parasites.
In so many ways that even a very good person could go to hell. And there'll be apologetic arguments about that. Well,
Oh, they say I'm eternally damned.
and God has made it so that
How you like that?
such will always be the case. And their justifications.
If I'm eternally damned, I'm sure that
They call it an apology. It's
everybody
I'm
is.
so sorry this is true, but I can explain it this way.
I'm not buying it.
So when it comes to a lot of these people,
And I do not want a monkey parasite on my back, sucking me dry like a vampire. None of us want that. And the system is full of it. I'm talking about vampirism.
I don't know if this is true or not.
Now, it's vampiric if it's not an equal exchange of energy. Whether it's positive energy or negative energy, it is vampiric. Unless it's equally yoked. You know I'm not letting him suck off my neck.
Like Scientology or like the Church of Mormon for having these particular deficits or problems, but like any organized religion that's structured in a mysterious way, their leader hasn't been seen in public in nigh on 20 years. So it's purported that he's still alive and still very much in control and living in New York City of the
Hey,
operations of
what about that resurrection of the dead at the rally video that I did? Where they showed Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, the Big Bopper. I mean, you gotta be kidding. It all started with Elvis. Moved forward to JFK Jr. And now we got the whole kit and caboodle. And you just keep promoting fake media. Because it's legal. Since 2013, Mr. Lawyer. But you think that's going to get you past the Akashic Records? You're dumber than a box of rocks.
We would want a company to be transparent about, to not present itself as the product of the work product of two individuals who just they're great with video editing equipment and they're great with a digital camera.
Ah.
That they've got all these views, and let's explain the fact that a lot of these views are probably not organic because you have Epoch Times magazine, which is connected to a spiritual movement, which has got millions of adherents worldwide, cross-promoting material.
All right.
There are issues of transparency that are essentially
So,
which negate, and I would dare.
Let me just turn this down because we're getting ready for our next film. During this show, what I did was use fair use old historic film footage, which you gotta love, because it should really illustrate to people that even at the turn of this 20th century, I mean like 1900, they had pretty good technology. I mean, much better buildings, much cleaner environment, much healthier looking animals, and surely people that weren't so daggum lazy. So, I'm gonna end this stream. I do appreciate this one person that has sat here for more than 2 minutes. Appreciate it very much. Because you know they say that people can't even focus for 10 minutes out of an hour. So